Bio. This is Mr. B, and this is going to be our last video for Chapter 12. It's entitled Mutations Part 2. So in our last video we talked about gene mutations, where just parts of the gene were changed, and now we're going to talk about our second type of mutations, chromosomal mutations. And remember, we said chromosomal mutations are going to involve changes in the number or structure of chromosomes. So that's pretty simple. Chromosomal mutations are going to alter our chromosomes. And there's going to be 4 types of chromosomal mutations. We have deletions, duplications, inversions, and translocations. So we'll just jump right in it and get started with our first one, which is going to be deletions. And deletions simply involve the loss of all or part of a chromosome. So the example they give you is pretty simple, and they give it here in letters. So we have chromosome made up of gene A, B, C, D, and F, and then deletion occurs. The B is changed, so now we have a completely different chromosome. I'm sorry, the B isn't changed, the B has been deleted, and now we have a completely new chromosome. So deletion is just when part of our chromosome is lost, and section B was lost in our example here. So that's pretty simple. Deletion is our first type. Our next type is duplications, and this is just the opposite of deletion. This is when we produce extra copies of part of a chromosome. So that's, again, duplicate just means to make another copy of, and that's exactly what goes on in a duplication. You can see in our example here, we have an A, B, C, D, and F again, and then in our duplication, we have 2 B's. So it's just that portion of the chromosome has been duplicated to where now we have extra pieces. Our next type is an inversion. An inversion simply reverses the direction of parts of chromosomes. So again, going back to our example, our original chromosome is A, B, C, D, E, F, and then when our inversion occurs, now our order is A, E, D, C, B, F. Completely different order. All the same pieces are there. We're not missing any pieces. Now they're just in a different order, and that's what it means to invert something, is just kind of almost flip it to change the order a little bit, and that's what happens in an inversion and a chromosomal mutation. So it's just the direction of parts of our chromosomes have been reversed. And then our last type here is a translocation, and this usually has to involve 2 chromosomes, and this occurs when one part of one chromosome breaks off and attaches to another. So the example they give here, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and then we have another chromosome come along, and you can look now, we have A, B, C, and now we have J, K, L has been stuck onto our original chromosome, and our D, E, F has been stuck onto the new chromosome that has come in. So a translocation, it's almost like part of our chromosome is going to be changing locations, and that's when one part of our chromosome breaks off and attaches to another. So that's our 4 types of chromosomal mutations. So we're going to finish off this section with the significance of mutations. And many mutations, I think we've mentioned this earlier, will have little or no effect on gene expression. Those will be things like our substitutions that we first talked about. And those are just minor changes that really don't have any big deal. However, some mutations are the cause of genetic disorders, which we looked at in class. We looked at some genetic disorders, and some mutations are severe enough to where that will happen and will actually give us what are known as genetic diseases and disorders. And however, mutations again aren't always bad, because beneficial mutations may produce proteins with new or altered activities that can be useful. So again, that's just inside of our body. Let's say a random mutation occurs and it gives our cells the ability to make more energy or something like that. That would just be an example of a beneficial mutation. And another way to describe this would be maybe polyploidy. So I think I remember you guys looking this word up earlier in the year. This is a condition in which an organism has extra sets of chromosomes. So this could be either helpful or negative depending on the situation. So that's it for this chapter. Let me know if you have any questions.